Hi, guys. Welcome to Soul Connections. I'm your host, Jo Labbé. I'm here as part of Star Nations Radio Network, being broadcast through Be Live TV and out through to you guys in Facebook land and later in YouTube land. So I hope you guys are having a great evening already. There is a lot of cool energy that is in the house tonight. I started clearing already like 20 minutes ago, so I don't know who's showing up, but apparently we've got work to do. So to help us get this healing meditation out there, if you could like and share the broadcast, that would be great. And if you're Rob, you could love and share it, just because. And we'll put up with that. And I'm coming out to Star Nations this weekend. I'm really super excited. I'm energized to see who's ready to, put some change in their life and create some movement and maybe, get moving toward a new goal or, releasing something that's been holding them back. It's really deep work, and believe it or not, it's fun for me to see people really come in one person and leave a lighter, brighter person at the end of the weekend. And there still is space, if you want to slide in and join us, you're welcome to do that. You can register right on at Star Nations Academy. Because it is a small, intimate group, but we do have a couple more spaces if anybody would like to join us. Because Spirit's always, pushing for you to help yourself and do your self-work. And I'm here to guide and facilitate that. Tonight, after the healing meditation, I will be doing card readings. And so as part of the card readings, guys, these are the cards I'm using tonight. So I'm using Fool's Wisdom, which is Sonia Choquette's deck. And I'm really, I'm really enjoying her work and her cards. They've been very straight to the point. Most people are understanding the message right away. And the ones that people aren't, usually, they message me a couple days later and go, I didn't get it in the moment, but boy, I get it now. So I hope that works for you. So if you would like a card pulled for you after the meditation, just please type in, yes, please. And we will get to you as quickly as possible. And just as a reminder, we pull the cards in the order that we see them in the studio, which may not be how you see them in your news feed. So sometimes that changes. Don't freak out. I will pull cards for everybody who asks for them this evening. And again, we've got this full moon that's coming on Monday. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm already feeling it. I'm already feeling that shifting, pulling energy of the full moon. So it's going to be a doozy. So hold on to your hats around that. But that also gives us extra energy to work with this weekend because there's going to be a lot gathered together for us at Star Nations. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm even not too freaked out about the flying, which is not my favorite part of it. But I feel very confident this time that everything's going to be super smooth. And I'm looking forward to seeing Georgie, my puppy nephew, because I just need that as part of what we're going through. So, and again, if you could like and share this, you can share it on your page. You can share it through Messenger to somebody in particular that you think would enjoy it. That would be great for us. So let's see. I think we're going to get started. And by the way, to all of you hockey fans, I do have to say, I did talk to Spirit. It's my intent to blow through the meditation, the cards this evening, so we can all watch the Stanley Cup who are invested in it. And being from Massachusetts, you kind of don't have a choice where I live. We kind of have to do sports. And I think you guys all get why. I'm excited to see Game 7 and how that turns out, because it's been really good back and forth. So it's not like a blowout. And I love those kind of endings for sports years that everybody is in it to win it, and it's evenly matched. It's fun to watch and participate in. So I had a few people who said they had to get to the Stanley Cup, so I'm going to make sure to try to do this really quickly. All right, guys, so let us start with the meditation. Sound good? I hope that sounds good to you. I'm just adjusting something real quickly. All right. So let's try to ground first. And that's been challenging, I know, for a lot of people. So start by either putting your feet on the floor, really feeling your body connected to your chair or to whatever you're sitting on. For those of you who are brave enough to do this as a walking meditation, you still want to connect to your breath. You don't want to assume just because you're walking that you're grounded. That's a little bit of a misconception. And whether you like to ground by feeling roots coming out of your feet, or maybe you experience your tailbone extending into a giant cord to tunnel through to the center of the earth. And maybe you experience your root chakra near the base of your tailbone, having a cord of its own connecting your entire hara line and all your chakras to it, all the way down through the layers of the earth. And for those of you who are still having difficulty, just imagine your heart having a cord that goes through your third chakra and your second chakra and your first chakra all the way down. So it's your heart connecting to Grandmother Earth's heart. Yeah. Feel how your breath is going in and out. And we're going to start by calling in the divine, however you experience that. So whether it is God or Goddess, Creator, all that is, oneness, consciousness, however you connect to the divine, I welcome you to open yourself to being in connection for your healing this evening. And we ask the divine to surround and protect us in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light, creating a sacred container for us to do our healing work and meditation in, and for the messages to be given and received. And we set the intention that the healing this evening is for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. And we welcome in our spiritual team, our ancestors, our angels, our guides, the star beings, our animal totems and creatures, all divine of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration available to us in this moment. And if you have an intention for your healing, you can set it now. You can say it to your team. What you would like to release, what you would like to heal, what you would like to create in your life. And begin by pulling in the divine energy at the top of your crown to move into your third eye. And begin clearing any thoughts, ideas, beliefs, any swirling energy that's out of focus, is ungrounded, or that is pulling you into the past or into the future. And really imagine your energy stilling, anchoring, giving you room to connect to your intuition and all of your five senses. And making space for more clarity to come in so that you can understand more clearly the messages you are receiving. And open the channels of communication all throughout your body with your spiritual team. Whether that's in your eyes or your ears, your third eye, the base of your skull, your throat, your chest, your heart, your stomach. Wherever you may feel it within your body, wherever you are open to receiving it, and gently allowing the energy to flow down into your throat and begin to open up your jaw, relaxing the tight energy that we hold there. Opening up our authentic truth and our self-expression. So that we can be seen and heard by others. And so we're able to see and hear what others are trying to communicate to us as well. Releasing any stress that we've created in the back of our neck. And any words we've held on to in anger or in hate or in fear. And making room for love to come through, to fill our authentic expression. And releasing the burden energy and the responsibilities, all of the shoulds that you are carrying on your shoulders. Making room for the tension to release and relax. For the pain in the back of your neck and in between your shoulder blades to gently dissolve. And beginning to move down into your heart chakra and your physical heart as well. And opening and expanding the energy that flows through your lungs and through your bloodstream. Allowing the divine creative energy to flow freely with ease and grace. And releasing any pockets of grief that you've been holding on to, sadness or disappointment. Even any old energy connected to blame or shame. And any energy that may be creating a heavy feeling for you around your heart or in your breathing. And I invite you to check in with your inner child in the upper right chamber of your heart. And just take a moment to notice whether they are relaxed and joyful, or are they carrying some adult responsibilities for you or some of your childhood trauma? And giving them space for excitement and wonderment to come in and to create some magic within your life. And moving down into the lower right chamber of your heart and connecting to your inner adult. And giving the adult a moment to breathe. A little bit of a time out. Releasing all the to-do lists, all the chores. For this moment is simply for you, helping you fill and clear your energy. And moving to the lower left chamber of the heart and connecting to your inner warrior. And some of the warrior energy has been working very hard to protect you and what you believe in and advocating for others. But in this moment, it is safe for your warrior to release the hypervigilance and just simply take a deep breath and relax as you receive the healing energy this evening. And now connecting to your inner sage elder, that part of you that you've carried with you in each and every lifetime, that holds all the knowledge of all the lifetimes, that fills you and allows you to experience that clear knowing, offering you wisdom and guidance when you need it. And moving down into your solar plexus, into your third chakra, just below the rib cage. And really gently begin to release any fear that you've been holding on to. And fear takes many shapes and sizes, as anxiety, stress, overwhelm, frustration, anger, resentment, even righteous anger can stir the third chakra and bring your fire element out of balance. And releasing any energy that is squeezing or condensing your self-esteem or your self-worth, or diminishing your self-confidence. Releasing anything that is slowing down your digestive organs from functioning fully and easily. And now gently moving down to the second chakra below the belly button and connecting to all the creative juices that flow here in our water element. And bringing balance into all of our relationships with people, with things, with the planet. And opening up our sexuality so that we are free to express who we are. And opening up the hips as the energy begins to join with the root chakra, helping us to ground and manifest our heart's desires. And as it begins to connect with the root chakra just below the tailbone, really allowing space for that creation circuit to be full and bright and open. Grounded in our physical and our spiritual lives, balanced in the divine feminine and masculine energy within us and the planet. And in the root chakra, really releasing any other fears that you may be carrying related to finances, your job, your safety, your well-being, your home or your tribe of origin. Bringing your energy into a balanced place so you are able to walk your spiritual and your physical lives easily. And as that energy moves down into your thighs and your knees, just opening the energy so that you can be flexible and adaptable to change as it comes. And really bringing the energy down your shins and your calves into your ankles. And releasing your saboteur from your energy body, and especially the Achilles this evening, and the bottoms of our feet and the plantar muscles. And now letting all of that energy that we are releasing to go down through the earth, through our roots and our cords of connection, like a beautiful pipe to connect with Grandmother Earth right at the center, at her heartbeat, and allowing it to burn up in that molten lava center so that it can be composted and turned into brand new creation energy, bringing us fresh air, food, water, shelter, and inviting Grandmother Earth to bring her energy up through our feet to fill us with a brand new foundation of divine support and unconditional love as it comes up through the legs and the knees, into the hips, the pelvic floor, the lower back, and up your spine, through your third chakra, all your organs, giving them support so they don't have to work so hard. Up through your ribs and your lungs and your heart. Really focusing for a moment on allowing the heart to fill with unconditional love and opening up the possibility to receive even more love flowing within you so that you can love yourself more fully and share love more fully with others. And allowing it to roll off your shoulders and down your arms, into your hands, allowing that creation energy to flow through everything that you touch. And up the back of your neck, into your skull, your throat, your third eye, all the way to the top of the crown. And allow the energy to overflow around you. And as the energy flows over you, like beautiful, thick, warm liquid, allow it to restore and repair your aura in all its layers and all its dimensions and vibrations. Any holes or tears that you may have. Remembering that the aura is in front of us and behind us. On either side of us. Above us and below us. And allowing it to move through our physical aura, our emotional aura, our mental aura, our spiritual aura, through our karma and our past lives. And just feel it radiating outward. And in that radiating vibration, we also send healing back to Grandmother Earth and to all the beings who share this beautiful planet with us. And take a moment of gratitude with your spiritual team for being present with you to help guide you on this healing journey this evening, and to bring insight into any cards that are going to be drawn. And just take a couple minutes to kind of get yourself back, rub your hands and feet on the floor if you need to. I got my poo cup ready to go. All right. So, as I said earlier, we're using the Fool's Wisdom deck by Sonia Choquette. I'm trying to get the shine off. Sorry about that, guys. So the Fool's Wisdom deck is really how the Fool is the beginning of the journey in the tarot, right? And they just sort of take this leap of faith and they go on the next layer of their spiritual journey. So the Fool's Wisdom is like all the ways you can kind of step out and start your journey or step forward and do the next step. So these cards are very much in tune with that. They each have a name of a fool, and it doesn't mean you're a fool. It just means that that is the energy. And let it be playful. Let it connect to you, because then your heart is more engaged and your heart is more open. So let's start with Esperanza Stevens. So your card, my dear, is the Doubt Fool. And, you know, the doubtful, we all have a doubtful, right? I can certainly think of many times that I pull in the doubtful, but this one is, you know, just because something's shiny does not mean it's valuable, right? So the book isn't, you know, the cover, right? That people say. So it's saying that, you know, somebody is dangling, you know, something shiny in front of you, like, woo. I know with spiritual healers, right? Sometimes it's like, ooh, I've got this new technique and it's amazing and it does everything that you could ever need and imagine. It kind of reminds me of the snake oil salesman that we've heard about, right? Like, ooh, everything's perfect in this bottle. So this is reminding you that appearances can be a little bit deceiving, and get a little curious and don't forget to ask questions. Don't take everybody on their word, especially if you have that kind of nudgy feeling in your belly. Make sure that you're getting all the information before you make a decision. Because there's a lot of people who have a shiny new thing who are out there and they're selling it, you know, and gosh, we see ads all day on Facebook, right? If you're that are for the next newest, shiniest, brightest way to do this. And we can fall for that, or we can sit and see if it really resonates with us. Use your pendulum if you need to, and use your body to muscle test if you need to as well. All right, Jacqueline, I think it's Costner is how it is her last name. So Jacqueline, you have the Fool's Tax. you know, and the fool's tax comes. You know, again, we all have this one too, right? We all encounter a mistake and we got to live and learn from it. And there's usually some sort of penalty to pay. Maybe it's that you wasted your time. Maybe it's that you have to start something all over again. So this is just, rather than creating this big drama around a mistake or a failure, something not working the way you want it to, think of it as an opportunity to try something new. And the more invested you are in the drama, the higher the tax. It's like when you let go of the drama, then spirit lets you move on quickly. If you spin in it and you talk about it and you make it into something bigger, then it's a bigger penalty, I guess. It's not really a penalty, but it's like you got to work harder for it and you got to work through it. So it's that sense of it was a costly mistake, right? We know when some mistakes are like, no big deal, and when it's a costly mistake. So really try to let go of any drama attached to any mistakes that are coming up right now, because there's something bigger and better that's on its way. All right, Cindy Lynn. I like this one. This one's the romantic fool. It's got flowers and sweet little pet. And the romantic fool is, it's time for you to fall in love with yourself. And when you fall in love with yourself, then you start to fall in love with life in general. And only when we're there can we really share love with other people. Because we can only give what we receive, and we can only receive what we're able to give out. And if we don't love ourselves, it's hard to share unconditional love with somebody else. And I know this is a sticking point for certain people, because I've had a number of people say, well, I love everybody else. And, you know, and it's like, of course you do. But how you share that love is equal to how you love yourself. It can't be more than that, because that is how you perceive love. So how we love ourselves is how we perceive love energetically. And that's energetically what we are only able to share. All right. So Julie. So Julie, your card is the duty fool. I love this. Standing at attention. So the duty fool is about, we all have work to do. We all have things we have to do, and we can do it as a chore or we can do it with joy. So it's saying, yes, you have a lot of duties. You have a lot of responsibilities. There's a lot to get done, and there's a lot for you that you're working on, really. And you can do it from a place of, oh, I've got so much to do. Or you can do it from a place of, oh, I got so much to do and I'm so excited and there's all this change. It's one is very heavy and dense and one is very light. And the lighter your energy is, the more you whiz through your duties and your responsibilities. The more we whine and complain and hold our energy in this wah space, the slower it goes. And we all know that, like, when we have to do something we don't like, it takes forever. And when we're doing things we love, it's like time flies by without us noticing. And it's because of how we're holding our energy. So try to take all of those things that you need to do that may feel a little bit like overwhelming and infuse them with love and joy, and see how much easier and faster you can move through them. All right, Rob. Good one. The fearful, hiding behind that tree. So the fearful is if we get caught up in fear, the best way through it is to laugh. And so one of the things that, a number of the spiritual masters will say, I've heard it quoted in 100 different ways, is that if you're laughing, then you are in a state of joy. You're in love energy. You can't laugh like full-heartedly and be in a fearful place. Yes, we can have that nervous laugh, but we all know that kind of distinction. That's more of a triggered reaction. So what it's saying is laugh at what's going on for you. Don't make it into the big drama. Like go up, here's spirit again, I do that with my inner critic, right? The inner critic is always like saying things in our head about, oh, you should have done this or whatever. And so when mine gets going, I'm just like, oh my God, Gertrude's at it again. Because I like to call her Gertrude. Because then it's less me and more outside of me. And it's easier to laugh at Gertrude. So maybe you need to could pick a name for your inner critic. I'd love to see that. You're really creative. All right, Julie Shumway Hill. Nice. So your card is the Forceful. And this isn't like trying to force your way through. This is force as in like, may the force be with you. Okay. So the Forceful is all the true power that you need, all the true energy that you need to create and to be. It's all from spirit. When we try to force our way through things, we're using our will. We're not using our divine energy. And we know it because it's exhausting and generally our back starts to hurt, if not our neck. And when that happens, we know that we're using our will to try to push through and make things happen. When we're trying to make things happen, we're resisting the flow of spirit. So this is saying, don't force your way through. Don't try to make things happen. Take a deep breath and invite spirit in to put flow back into what you're doing and how you're doing it. And it'll shift the vibration really quickly for you. It's a great one for all of us. All right, Jackie. All right. I have Jackie. Yes. Okay. So this is the pain fool who's bumped his shin. We all know that feeling, or stubbed his toe in the middle of the night, right? When we banged into the furniture. So the pain fool is really about, we all have inner pain. We all have things in our life that are out of alignment that bring us energetic pain. It's time to face the pain. And, that takes our inner courage to come online. But when spirit is saying face the pain, it means you're ready to, number one. And number two, it's asking you to open up and expand your energy because you're wasting energy in the density of your pain. So when we can release our pain, we have more energy, more momentum, and more space to do what we're meant to do and be who we're meant to be. And our pain causes us to have resistance and it gets in our own way. So it's time to face that. And I always say when that comes up, phone a friend. Get a good friend with you. Use your healer, your mentor, whoever, your spiritual counselor, and ask for them to help you face it. Because we never have to do it alone. There's always someone out there to help. All right. All right. Marie. Thank you for sharing. So you have the Soul Fool. I love how he's looking up at the stars through the window. And so in this card, this is pay attention to what feels right for you and do that. Use your intuition as the stars to guide you. Okay. So the stars that are guiding you are spirit and your own intuition. This is a time when you really let go of what other people say and really trust deep within you. You have the answer. And when you get that sensation of what you need to do that, because that's all the indication you need. All right. Okay. Maureen, nice to see you. All right. Love your card, the Bounty Fool. It's quite a spread. Looks like Thanksgiving he's got going on there. So the Bounty Fool is really interesting because, you know, it is about bounty and it is about abundance, but it's really about living our life in balance. And when we live our life in balance, when we are balanced between the physical and the spiritual, and we're balanced in our masculine and our feminine, and we're balanced in work and play, then everything starts to flow and everything comes in with abundance because we are in sync. We are in balance. And so this is saying, you know, this is the time for you where everything's kind of like gelling and coming together, which, you know, I'm not surprised. But it is really a bountiful time for you. And I will remind you that release any fears you have about abundance, because sometimes we have fear about success. I'm getting a little zing that there's, you know, we get to that worried spot of like, this is so good, you know, when's the shoe gonna drop? Like, don't create that. Just be in gratitude and keep living in balance. Nice. All right. Jackie Fitzpatrick. Hello. All right. Yep. The Righteous Fool. We've all been that too. So in the Righteous Fool, it says, be wise, not right. You know, some people, you know, they're so invested in being right that they aren't open to the possibilities that can happen in a different solution, in a different pathway. And there doesn't have to be a right and a wrong answer. So that's the other thing. Like sometimes we want the other person to be wrong, you know, because we want to be right. So let the investment in the duality of there's only right and wrong. Remember, there's a lot of gray areas where compromise comes, and where the compromise comes, that's the space in between the right and wrong, and that's where spirit is. So spirit is in between the spaces as much as it's in the right and wrong. So it's saying that, you know, a wise man, right, or a wise woman knows when to fight the fight and when to be silent and just allow. And so this is a chance for you not to fight. You just kind of sit and allow it to unfold. All right. So Brenda, I'm going to give you a card first, and then I'll give you a card for your grandson. So you have the Skill Fool. And the Skill Fool is basically saying that, I love this as part of the 4 agreements. if you've ever read that. And as part of the 4 agreements, one of them is always do your best, because that's really all that you can do. And some days your best is 100%. And some days your best is 10%, because that's all you've got to give to the situation. So there's no right and wrong to it. You just do the best you can. And we're human beings. We're going to make mistakes. And don't beat yourself up about it. Because when we really get in our heads, we can become quite a nasty judge of our own actions. So this is really like, just do your best, and then there's nothing to judge. You did the best you could, and that's it. If other people want to judge, that's their energy, and that's on them. All right, and for your grandson, Max. This may seem strange to a grandmother, the lazy fool. And no, it's not about being lazy. So with the lazy fool, this is when we're really relaxed. Have confidence that you know exactly what to do and how to do it. And there's no need to get all stressed out. So it's saying kick back, relax, and you may appear lazy to other people in that instance, but what you're doing is you're just allowing space for everything to go exactly as you've imagined. And when we're confident of what we are creating in our lives, then there's nothing to be running around and doing. You can just kind of take it easy. So just really have confidence that what you're doing and how you want to do it is the right path for you. And I know it's hard when a bunch of other people are telling you what to do and how to do it. Feel what's right for you in your soul, kind of like a couple cards before. And that's going to be your best indicator. And yeah, that's the big one. All right. I hope that makes sense for you, sweetie. All right, Christine. This one's good for you. The Carefool. Taking a tubby. So the Carefool is take good care of yourself. Take good care of yourself. You belong to me, right? Sorry, Rob. So this is really that kind of energy where everything that's, giving you stress right now is because you need to stop and take care of yourself. When was the last time you took a 20-minute tubby with the phone turned off and nobody bothering you? When was the last time you took a nap in the middle of the afternoon? When was the last time you went out to eat where you want to eat all by yourself? So this is really do the things that nurture you. And I know with your art, that can be nurturing, but I also know that can be work. So really do your best to make sure that as you're caring for yourself, that you don't switch gears and turn it into work. Does that make sense? Because you're really good at that. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm somebody who, like, with my self-care, if I sometimes have to set a timer. It's like forced timeout, an adult timeout. Like, no, this is my time. I'm going to do this. And nobody's allowed to interrupt. That might be a way for you to start to learn how to do that. All right, Pat. Ooh, yours is tricky tonight. Boy, is this perfect for what we've been working on. This is the Forgetful. Look at the suitcase on the ground. He's driving away. This is let it go. Leave that old baggage behind. You don't need to carry it with you anymore. This is such the epitome of doing the work. You know, when you're really trying to move forward on your soul's journey, there's a lot of old garbage that we need to let go of and release lovingly so that it doesn't drag behind us anymore. So keep up the good work and just keep releasing and letting go. As soon as it kind of comes into your awareness, if it's not for you, send it on its way. All right, Christina. I'm sorry, this is just priceless. So yours is the breathless fool. And yours is stop thinking and start breathing. And I love you, but I know you can get caught in your thoughts, right? And get a little ungrounded because you have lots of fabulous ideas that come in and they get swirling and as they get swirling, we get pulled out of our energy, and then we're using less and less of our lungs to breathe with. And you know, as a singer, if you aren't in your body and using your whole lungs and all the way down to your diaphragm, you're not really getting the breath. So this is saying all of the thinking is keeping you from breathing. So the minute you feel yourself kind of spinning or like creating too many to-do lists, maybe stop and take a timer, set it for a minute, and just focus on your breathing, taking a really long, deep breath in and long, deep breath out a few times to kind of reset and recalibrate your energy system. I think we all could do that. All right, Bobby. Oh, yay. Excited to see you this weekend too. Yes. All right. Well, this kind of fits this weekend. So this says the reclusive fool. So the reclusive fool is it's time for you to step out of your world and seek a little solitude and go inward. And we're going to do a lot of that this weekend. So it's really about you taking away the stimulus of all of the what's going on around you and really stopping and checking in and hearing and seeing and feeling what your soul wants to share with you, what your soul's journey wants to be next. And it's how we recalibrate, and it's how we bring ourselves back into focus. And it's also how we really start to manifest more rapidly what we are wanting in our lives and even in our families. Does that make sense? All right. I can't wait to see you. I love getting hugs in person. All right, Anne. So you have the meaning fool. Another great card for all of us. So the meaning fool is mean what you say and do what holds meaning for you. So basically what that means is do what you love and love what you do. Because when we're not in sync with that, then our energy gets denser, it gets heavier, and we're really get out of alignment. Now, of course, there are chores that we don't love to do, but we often love the result of it. You know, I love being the first one in the shower after it's just been cleaned. It just has that shiny feeling. I have boys who live in my house, so you got to understand how lovely that can be. You know, or you're the first one in the bathtub, whatever it is. That can be this like great thing. I didn't love cleaning it, but I love the feeling of it being clean. So really inviting you to Also, don't say yes to things you mean no to. Because sometimes we just say, oh, sure, yeah, I'll do that. And then 5 minutes later, you're like, what did I just agree to? So, take a deep breath before you say yes, unless you're absolutely certain, and that will help too. All right, Minnie. Ah, nice. This fits you really well. The youthful. And the youthful is live your life fearlessly. Get out there and just live your life fully and completely. And you really do that. And I think right now, Spirit is really honoring, that you've been really good at listening to where Spirit is leading you, where your joy is, and going for it. You're not afraid to take a leap of faith. And even in the leap of faith, it's like the worry kind of rolls off your back. And that's where the youthful comes in, right? Because the young can take those leaps of faith and they don't even realize it. When you get to be our age, we kind of second guess some of those things sometimes. So I'm very thankful that we have a lovely co-host on Star Nations who's got so much youthful energy and is not afraid to just kind of take these marvelous chances. So keep doing that, because that's really in alignment with your spirit. All right, Mary. Okay, the petty fool. This is about the inner critic when it gets chatting to us and saying things to us and putting us down. It's like, stop. You are perfect the way you are. And every size, shape, age range, number that you are, whatever our identifiers are, you're perfect the way you are. You're perfect for your soul's journey. The divine would never put you in a container that wouldn't allow you to do your soul's work. So don't question the divine's creation of perfection, and stop nitpicking yourself. The moments where you feel like, I don't like this shirt on me or whatever it is, as that minute you want to say that negative thing to yourself, take a deep breath and turn it around in that moment. And that will start training you to be more loving and positive with yourself. And thank you, because a lot of us needed that. All right, Deborah. Hi, sweetie. All right. Yours is the mercy fool. And when we get the mercy fool, it's because we're in a really full space, and have compassion and mercy for other people who aren't. So what can you do to support some people around you who maybe aren't having as easy a time as you are? Maybe you lend an ear. Maybe you bring somebody their favorite cup of coffee, because you see that they're, glued to your desk, to their desk. Or maybe it's just, taking time to get on the phone with a girlfriend who's maybe struggling a little bit more than you are. Because when we are full, it's the perfect time for us to look for times that we can share. So that way, when we're full and we're sharing and helping, serving others, then when we're not there, those people can be there for us if they are able. And so it's at this moment, you're in this really cool filled up space. So find some ways to share your special self, because we need that. All right. Sandy. Sure. All right. So you have the faithful. a skydiving faithful. My husband did that, for his, well, he's really on a trapeze, but it made me think of the skydivers. My husband did that on his 50th birthday. He went skydiving for the first time, and it's literally a leap of faith. And so right now it's just saying, you may feel like you're swinging by your toes and that you've got no support, but just have faith, because there's a net there to catch you. The divine has got you. And so just have faith that everything is exactly as it is meant to be right now. And that can be really hard. Like, it's helpful if you can kind of breathe into those fearful places and see what's going on. If they kind of come up, and honor them and say, okay, I get that you're nervous, but that's not who we are right now. And we're just going to have faith and trust that the divine has got our back and is going to take care of us. It really shifts your vibration. All right. Janet. How you doing, lady? Dear goodness, you got the crazy fool. Can't wait to see you this weekend. So the crazy fool is really why you're coming, I think, to the weekend. It's asking you to get in touch with what you want and need and make it your top priority. How cool is that? So really honing in on what you want, what you need, how you need that to happen, and really zoning in on it and putting yourself first. And that's part of coming to the workshop this weekend is you're putting yourself first. You're making yourself a priority. And so as you do the work this weekend, get really clear, dig in and figure out what you want and what you need. And we will be there to support you in that and help dig underneath the surface so that it can come to fruition really rapidly for you. All right. I look forward to that. All right. And Patty, of course. I hope you'll join us, Patty. I heard you might. We would love to see you. Especially because you got the Joy Fool card. We could use some joy, some playful energy this weekend. And so the Joyful card is, it's time to enjoy yourself. What can you do to have fun? How can you play? How can you bring joy back into your life? And that's all in our heart, and that's all in connecting to our inner child. And that's another piece of work we're going to be doing this weekend, is really like connecting back with our inner child and hearing what they need, and what's weighing them down, keeping them from having a joy-filled life, having a place where they feel safe and comfortable within their own skin and in their own life. So, yeah. Find some ways to enjoy yourself. And I do hope you join us because that would be super fun. All right, Jennifer. Your card is the Help Fool. And the Help Fool is, you're not the fool, you're the one being helped. So this is saying, ask for help. We sometimes, especially as women, we let ourselves get in over our head. We get into overwhelm. We're overextended and we get ourselves into this super anxious place because there's no way to get everything done. Wow, my ear is super ringing. There's no way to get everything done that we need to get done. So this is saying, take a deep breath and start to figure out what you can let go of and what you can hand off to somebody else. And just because you're crazy busy doesn't mean they're crazy busy. So sometimes we're like, oh, I can't ask them, they're so busy. Well, you don't know that for sure. All right. It says I'm in the show. I hope you can see me. I'm not sure because our format just changed. So Jennifer, I will say it again. This is all about asking for help. Don't assume that other people are just as crazy busy as you are. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay. So as you're asking for help, don't feel badly. That's the part. That's the part that I wanted to get to is don't feel badly asking for help. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It means that you are super important and super busy. So ask and you'll get it. Okay. And Jules. Of course I'll yank a card for you. I love that. So your card is the Truth Fool. And the Truth Fool is just be honest. And that sounds so easy, but sometimes what we need to say is a really hard truth to express. And that's what I'm getting is that it's caught in your throat. And the reality is you just want to be able to be honest, say what you need to say, do it from the kindest place that you can find within your body. But it will be a relief to the other person because they've been feeling this disconnect with you because you haven't been able to speak up. And once you speak up, you'll both feel better. There may be a moment where they're not happy about it because, we don't always like what we're told. But because it's from your heart space, because it's your authentic truth, it will be received that way. So it's just really up to you to, just open your heart, open your throat, open your mouth, and speak from your truth space. Okay. And I saw one more person on my production screen. It was Margaret Spooner. So it just literally went through my notifications. So I want to make sure to pull a card for Margaret. So Margaret, you got the trickster, my dear. So the trickster card is, there's time for fun and games and there's time to get real. So this is a time where it's time to get real. You've done your best to kind of look at the situation and the energy from this playful perspective. Sometimes we have to turn into, that my students call me, that's when I turn into the principal at the school, right? Because you're like, boom, boom, boom. You've got to lay out what you need, how you need it. And it's really about setting some super good boundaries. And when you set those boundaries with others by saying, this is what's real for me, this is how I need it done, they're going to respect you. And you're not going to have that struggle that comes up every so often when you're trying to be nice. Not that you aren't nice, you are nice, but sometimes as women, we work really hard to be nice and we want everybody to like us. And that's not always possible. So sometimes we have to be the truth teller and just say it like it is. Kind of like I have to do with the cards every week. You just got to say it so that the other person can receive it and hear it. All right. And of course, I love Neshi's cards always. So Neshi gets the sentimental fool. The sentimental fool's going through the old photos and looking, and I'm sure none of that happened for her mom's birthday. So basically it's like, keep your heart open for the past and what happened, but live your life in the now. because life is happening for you now, and you don't want to miss it by being caught fully in the past. Woohoo! All right, guys. So I did it. I have 7 minutes till the puck drops at the Stanley Cup. So you're going to make it. So I will see you guys. Many of you I'm going to see at Star Nations Academy this weekend. Again, there's still time to join us. Spirit is really revved up to get some work done. So I would love for you to join us. And if you want to do that, you can message Neshi or me, or go on to Star Nations Academy. We'll get you in there if you want to be with us. And, we only do this a couple times a year. And, sometimes it's time to shift our life. And this could be it. And with that, I hope you guys will stay tuned to the rest of the wonderful broadcast this week. I didn't even pay attention. I know Ed Langen is on tomorrow at 4 because I'm trying to figure out how to do it on the plane. Like if my plane takes off fast enough tomorrow, then we'll be in the air and then I'll be able to listen. So I'm asking my angels to set that up because I love listening to it live. I will listen to it in the archives if I have to, but I'm really pushing for that. And I'll see you guys next week on Tuesday for chakra sessions. This one's a pretty big one because it made me very anxious to write it. So we're doing a communion with the divine on Tuesday, and I have a feeling it's going to be a very interesting channeled show for you guys. So I'd love to have you join us on Tuesday at noon. And if not, I'll see you guys next week here on Soul Connections at 7 p.m. And have a beautiful rest of your week. And please get out there and shine your light. Mwah.